Welcome to the video, Creating a Storage Account for Blobs, Tables, and Queues. In this video, we're going to create the Azure Storage Account and then enable Blob Storage for the storage account and create a table and a queue storage for the Azure Storage Account. Back in our Azure Portal dashboard, we now have some new resources that have been created. We've got a function app and the app service plan and the storage account. However, we also want an additional storage account that we're going to use for storing blobs, queues, and tables. You can create one from going to the Storage Accounts pane or with the Create a Resource. We'll create a resource, and just like the function app, we can either find it in Storage or Getting Started, or we can search. Here's our storage account. We will create it. I'm going to create this in the same location as the other resource group and the Azure Function app. The storage account, General Purpose 1 or 2 or Blob Storage, we'll use General Purpose version 2. And the replication, we'll use locally redundant storage, which is the least expensive. This does provide redundant storage, but it provides it only within the same Azure region, in the same data center. In zone redundant storage, it will be stored in different data centers in the same region. Geo-redundant storage provides additional reliability by making those storage redundant across the world. The performance is either standard or premium, and that's really clear. It's either a regular hard disk or a solid-state disk. The access tier is either cool or hot. Hot is used if you are writing actively to it. Once you are saving the data and you no longer need it frequently, you could put it into a cool storage and you will pay less for storing it, though you will pay more for accessing it. The subscription will leave as free trial. And now we're going to choose our resource group. We're going to use an existing resource group. This will let us know later on that this storage account is part of that same group of resources. Finally, we'll give it a name, and the name convention has to start with a letter. It can contain letters or numbers, and it has to be unique across Azure. With the deployment in progress, the storage account will be created soon. Our storage account has been created. Go to Resource directly from this Notifications, or refresh the All Resources and see our new storage account there. You can also see it from the Storage Accounts pane, or go to All Services and find the storage account there. Finally, you can search for it up here. So a lot of ways to find your resources. Now that we're working with the storage, you might have noticed I just clicked this Show Text Fields or Hide Text Fields, and that is just a way of getting a little bit more real estate here on your screen. Blobs are a general storage for files. Files is actually an SMB share that can be connected to virtual machines. Tables and queues for data storage or message queues. Let's create the message queue. We're going to create a queue, the queue name, and this is very fast because the storage account has already been provisioned. So using Azure to just use a piece of that storage is very, very easy. We can set access policies and metadata. You can also add a message to the queue. Now let's go back to look at the storage account again. There's a slider on the bottom. And as you go from one item to another in your resource, you'll find that this slider bar can take you from queues over to the messages, We can go to Tables and create a new table. And right away, the storage table is created. Finally, we can go back to this overview of the storage account, and we will enable some blob storage. Blob storage is done through containers. You can have multiple containers. However, any file is only going to be part of one container. Setting your access level to either private or blob or container. In this case, we're going to use private. Inside the container, there's a way to upload blobs and manage the container with access policies, metadata, and access control. So we've got the basics now with our Azure Functions app and some storage to go along with it. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to look at and create Azure Functions from Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code.